Hello everyone and welcome to Factorio. I'm Par and today I continue playing Seablock. Actually, I'm recording this episode right after the previous one. In the previous episode we completely reworked the train stations, like the way they are connected and the way they are named, and I also included the blueprint for requester and provider LTN stations, which we also designed. Here is the, I guess, leftovers that are not really needed because we have blueprint with them. Here they are. Right? So now, our initial goal for the previous episode was to build this part. However, I probably still want to do that, actually. Let's copy this part. And let's just place it here. So it's copied like this, meaning that if we rotate it, it should go like this, I believe. The issue, there is like a tiny little issue with this plan. We can actually see it right now. The issue is the following. This build, when I made it, I made a mistake. What is actually the build? It's this one. So I made a mistake here. I calculated everything for, is it like 18 or 15, I guess, or per second? Wait, no, that's not the case. Because I was saying that I calculated it for 18 or per second, but... And in reality, the build is double the size. That's actually not true, because this is calculated for 33 iron per second, iron ore. Yes, but manganese part is still only half. Yes, that's the problem. So manganese is still calculated only for like 15 manganese ingots per second. The issue is that I actually doubled that build and I have like 2 copies of it. That means that instead of needing, what is this, like 4.7 charcoal, we actually need to build it with, with pretty much 30 manganese ingots per second. And strictly speaking, even more. We could have it for like 36, right? That's how much we can produce from here, because can we actually? Yeah, because each of these things produces 18 manganese. It's actually more than one. It's actually more than one red belt, which is fine. Later on we'll be able to upgrade it to, let's say, a better belt. What I want to make sure now is that charcoal production is actually able to handle all of this. So let's see. This one will... I guess we'll have to use high tier. Oh, high tier doesn't help. We actually need to use 2 chemical plants to produce carbon dioxide. That's fine. What can we do here? Can we make it a single? Yes, we can have a single assembly machine. Though I probably will not do it because we need 4 furnaces. So I'll keep it like 2. This one requires 11 algae farms. Can we even place 11 algae farms here? That's the question. I mean, maybe I overestimated a little bit the effort it would take. Okay, this part is straightforward. Like, actually getting electrolyzers, we could have like the best crusher. Yes, let's start with this part. So I don't know what this is about, by the way. Oh, it was about the spot. Nice. We can figure it out. So this one is built there. Let's remove all of that part. Let's say we want to build more of this. So we are building more of these things and we'll place them somewhere here. How should we do it? So we can place things, but how? First, let's try to do it like this. Also want to connect the part. Let's say we will have so that's a bit tricky because I can't figure out a way to connect all of this. We could move it a little bit further in that direction, like this. Because if we may move it like that, then we can actually have this built. And the way it's working here is that we're producing a lot of mineralized water and we don't have any prioritization here because we just want all of it. Okay, that part makes sense. We want all of it. Here's regular water. And we could, in theory, have it delivered like this. But it doesn't matter. Right. So we have mineralized water. Or let's block all like this. We have mineralized water. That's the important part. Now, what else can we do with it? We can let's say we are moving this one here. What I don't like here is that this one, like it's a bit too far. Like this thing is a bit too far. We will not be able to really connect them. We need to move them by one tile closer. And honestly, I just don't want to think about it. It's becoming a bit too complicated. So how about we take this build and just rotate it? Okay, we cannot. Okay, that's fine. We have a perfectly good solution for this problem, right? And it's this part. So let's just take it the way it is and and we can figure out later how exactly to, like what exactly to do here. We'll probably place stuff like this, move it to the side and crush it there. We'll see. So this will be one part. Another part is that we actually require a lot of algae farms. Like we need 11 algae farms, that's a lot. Can we even place them? So here we have how many? 5, right? And we basically have 10 algae farms from this one. Wait, 9. And we need 2 more. Meaning that we have to move. Like, we have to basically place these 2 farms here. Like we don't have a choice. We basically don't have a choice. We have to do it like this. Now, with this algae farms placed here, I can actually move them a little bit further, right? Yeah, we have a little bit of space. So let's copy all of that and move it by a couple of tiles right there. Nice. So now we have lots of algae farms 2. We need algae farm 3 though. We'll try to upgrade them. I'm not even sure whether we are producing next kind of level algae farm. It's okay. It's okay even if it even if you don't produce it. Now we need 9 plus 9, and we can actually copy this build. I think so. I can just copy it, and we'll be producing lots of stuff with it. I'm gonna delete these builds because I think there is some value in having a standardized setup in a way. Let's double check. This part, the side one, is mineralized water. Okay. Nice. So we have assembling machines produced. Now we are missing a couple of things actually. We're missing a couple of things. I want to mark all of this as needing some stuff. So this is the build that we want to use. And this one is going to give us a lot of mineralized water. How much mineralized water do we actually need? We need algae things. Wait, 86? Is this even true? Is this correct what we are doing? Yeah. Looks good to me. Okay. So let's take this. And we will plop it down. So this is a bit tricky, right? How exactly we want to place it. Let's say we want to place these things here. Maybe like this. Okay, that's a problem. Let's place these things here. Let's build. So this produces some slag, and we will need to. Is the problem? Like, what exactly is happening here? I'm not sure I understand anymore what exactly is going on, but I think I want all of this to look kinda symmetrical. It's somewhat symmetrical. Let's make it work like this. Okay, that's fine. I think that's good enough for now. So this one, like we are getting a lot of slack, and we are also getting some water. So we have some water here. We're not using water here. We need the following. We need first of all to get rid of this gases, and we can do it easily, hopefully. Let's do it like, I mean, I kind of want this part to be connected here. But okay, let's ignore this for now. Can I just clarify things in place? I can just take a clarifier, sorry, chemical flare stack, and just clarify this stuff. I can clarify this one here and this one here, and move it a bit. So I think this is much better. So this is purified water. We also require purified water, right? Okay. Remember that. We need purified water. So we could have these two things. This and yeah, nice. So now that we have this part, we need some water. Let's say we connected this with the water. Actually, I'm gonna connect stuff like this. So we have water connections down. Now, what else is needed? What else is needed? We need to bring this charcoal down there, and we need to have, so we have 2 of this, we have 4 of this, right? We need to build our crusher right here, or maybe even, we'll see how to build it. And in addition to that, we need chemical plant. We need like half of a chemical plant, so that's not well. And the problem is that it's not even a problem, but we need to crush like lots of stone. Like it's really a pretty large amount. We need to take 2.9 and we need to, like, I'm basically using stack inserters for this one. On the input side we can use the regular fast ones, but here between these two I feel like there is no real choice. It has to be like stack inserter. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I am wrong. I could totally be wrong. And another thing is I actually want to rotate all of this around, because by rotating them, I can provide mineralized water right here. Okay, let's also make sure we don't have any extra connections where they shouldn't be. Right. So now I can take this one and and provide it right here. This is looking pretty good so far. Now, another thing that we are missing how much? Like this produces 4.5 of a belt. That means that we don't really care about what exactly is happening here. This like how exactly the stuff is placed. It can be placed just on one line, on one line of a belt, and it will still be fine. Let's see. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the middle one. This is the middle, and I mean, I don't even know. Does it help us with anything? Knowing which one is in the middle. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. So we have built this one, we built this one, we built 11. We have it's actually 11 each. So I'm not sure. Are they actually running? Seems so. We need lots of disassembly machines. Or I could maybe, like, you know, let's make it simple. I don't want to think too much about this build. Let's just say that we have a red assembly machine, and then just one machine will be enough. So we are taking one assembly machine and placing it here. Or we could even make it a little bit nice. We could place it a little bit higher, like this. Oh, no. Flip it, like this. Now, with these things done and out of the way, we can build fast inserters here. They might even be able to consume all of that, so I'm not sure. Let's assume they are unable to. We can take loaders. So all of this is going right into this assembly machine. And the assembly machine will need to power 4 furnaces. The question is, how exactly would that happen? Because actually, we can make it work like this, and maybe even like this. This would be kinda nice, to be honest, because let's say place stuff in that furnace, in that furnace, in that furnace, in that furnace. Nice. Next, we can say, okay, but this furnace needs something and this one needs something. Like, they need stuff to actually be like operational. Like, they require this like pellets. Yeah, wood pellets to do their thing. You know what I observe? I observe the lack of algae farms 3. What do we need to build algae farm 3? Wow. We need research, and we don't have research. That means that for now, I will let this one stay on. How do I do it? Downgrade, right? Right mouse click. Now I know. We want to stay, like, I want to let it stay on the like second, like Mark II, because it's not really, like, it's useful, but it's not really needed, you know. It's really useful, but it's at the same time not really needed. And we can even move this part a little bit. So we'll just place it here. Yeah. This is gonna be fine. This is gonna be fine. So, with that, we don't have enough water. And we have this space to produce water, and we also need to provide purified water. And purified water, can we provide it with better hydro plants? Yes, just one hydro plant actually does it. Nice. So we'll be using this one. Hydro plant. And it's kind of a bit tricky. So how should do this part? So like this. Right, this is purified water. So we just need to provide some purified water to this build. And we will need to clarify the remaining parts. This is the clarifier, and we'll need to clarify something. I'm not sure this is the good place for this, but we'll place it here. Yes, I like it. So now, what are we missing? We are missing some water, and I'd like the water to be placed. Okay, we need to connect water like this. It's slightly unfortunate that it has to happen like this, but it's okay, because I didn't want to go kind of past this line. It's fine. That is okay. We'll place the water right here. And we'll be building water. Now, what should we do next? The next step is to... This thing will work. It will request equalizer. We need to connect the build to the network. So I guess let's do it like this. Nice. And this should do it. This should be it for this part of the build. We should be getting a lot of charcoal in these things, and actually this looks like a pretty good place to produce some charcoal. And it seems that we need 2 of them. Wait. Seems that we need 2 chemical plants to do that. What if you change it to fire? The fire is actually slower. At least on the first tier of fire is slower than chemical plants. So how do we do this? We want to have, I guess, 2 of them. And they should provide charcoal to this build. Oh, not charcoal, whatever the name is, carbon dioxide. And they require some charcoal to work. So we need to place some charcoal, I would say, on the belt. So we have a belt going up with charcoal. How much are we producing? We're producing 9 charcoal. Wow, that's a lot actually. And all from manganese, right? Wait. I'm doing it for wrong thing. I'm upgrading a build for this part, but we don't even know whether manganese would require it. Oh. Really, I've been doing all of that with a slightly wrong understanding of what I'm actually supposed to do. So, tier 2 tin ingots require charcoal, and tier 2 copper does not require charcoal, it requires only oxygen. This is great. That means that what we build here will actually be enough, because this will be able to support only one smelter, right? It will not be able to support 2 smelters, unfortunately. Even though we might want it to support 2 smelters, it's just not, I guess, the way it's gonna be. Right. And we'll have things delivered here. They'll be taking charcoal. $9.3, and we'll need to process just like 1.8. Okay, this is good. This is gonna work just fine. Have charcoal placed on the opposite lane of the belt, on the outer one, meaning that if, let's say, we wanted to have the thing let's think about it. We have charcoal coming on the right hand side lane. That means that in order to give it some like extra, I need to place it on the far side, on the right hand side of this belt. And I'm planning on doing that by, like, requesting stuff, like some charcoal in the requester chest. Not a lot. Let's say like 10. This will be more than enough. We'll request a little bit of charcoal, and why 2 entities are missing that? I don't get it. What's going on? What's the problem? Oh, right. It's understandable. Right, and this part we're taking from there and we are placing here. We need to produce... No, wait, not carbon monoxide, we want carbon dioxide. And this should start this whole production. Output priority goes to the left. We need to keep this part running. It's really important. And we are getting first charcoal. Look at that. It's being used up. We still don't have a full belt of it, but this is great. This part seems to be working. So now, the question. How do we adjust this part? Because what I was thinking is we need to have the smelters as well, right? We wanted... What did we want here? We wanted to have copper ingots and ore. And so far we are using lots of space on the ore to produce the ore. But we kind of want to get the ingots here. How can we get the ingots? How much space do we need to actually... let's try to build something. Let's say I want to get a lot of out of copper plates, these ones, and I want to get a lot of tin plates. And by a lot, let's say I'm interested. We are talking about, let's say, 30 of this and 30 of this. So we will have. Let's start with this one. Molten copper. We'll have ingot. We'll be using the second tier recipe for that. It will require a little bit of charcoal. That's okay. And this one. We'll also be using second tier thing. It will require even more charcoal. This one will require some ore, this one will require some ore. The thing is that the ore that we are producing, we're actually producing 30. Or even a bit more. So we can, like this block can actually produce like a blue belt of copper plates and blue belt of tin plates. And for that, okay, we are ignoring these things. So that means that we are like, they're producing 45 ingots. And we need 5 smelters for tin and 5, well, not smelters, furnaces for copper. Where can we find space for 5 furnaces? I'm no longer sure about this like build. I'm no longer sure about this idea. Maybe we should have left it as the ore, and then we could have moved I feel like maybe we should be producing ingots right here from the ore. Also because ore is better to transport, so having the ore here would actually help us, like it would make things a little bit easier. We'll need to reward this part significantly though. On the other hand, it's just 5 furnaces, like, can it be that hard? How hard is it to build this oxygen that we require? We need 3 chemical plants, that means that we'll need 4 of air filters. Right, that's not hard at all. This is very easy. And I feel like we significantly overbuilt this part, because we are building 9 charcoal per second. That's a lot. But we kinda need it for manganese. And here we will have the same amount of tin, right? So we have 36 of tin ore. 30, let's say. What do we need to do to get like 36? 54. Yes. 54. Which is actually 6 blast furnaces. So we'll have 36 of this too. But I don't want... So that's the problem. I really want tin ingots to be produced here, because they will go here, and I want them delivered here for like to solder. So I want tin ingots to stay here. Maybe we'll produce copper ingots over there. That's fine. Actually, that's a pretty good idea because we need to collect copper from sciences, and we need to collect iron from sciences. So the fact that we'll be building like ingot and thing in another place is actually good. So iron ingot, it's here. This is the place for iron ingot, and for steel ingot for that matter. Alright, so let's say that we will be producing tin plates here, and this one will actually be an ingot. No, wait, the other way around. This will be bronze plate. This will be copper plate. And this will be copper ingot. Because we don't want copper ingots to really be used for anything else, and this one we can delete it. So we are not going to smelt copper here, we'll just directly output it. The way it is, more or less. Let's take a look what's happening here. We have... How do we want it to look? This part should be copper, right? Meaning that here, on the left side, I want to have copper. This is copper, this is copper, this is copper. And here, I want copper. Also on the left side. So this is copper. Copper. What are we building here? Are we building tin? Or are we doing both? I think we'll have to do both. So I think this one should be copper or like a direct one. All of this will be like a mix. Some crushed cupric mixture. Here we'll actually be creating it. And here. Here we'll again this one. And on this side we'll actually have tin produced. So copper is going here. And this is tin. Okay, let's think again. Copper is this one. This will be producing tin. What is tin? It's tin. So we'll have it produce tin. Copper goes here. This is copper. This one is tin. Wait, that means that this line is supposed to be tin. I have a problem here. It's not matched correctly, right? So copper is going below. This is line for copper. Here we are producing tin. That means that we do not want to merge it with the copper. We want to merge it actually with the tin. How? would the merging work in this case? The merging would work like this, I think. Right, and we need to tell it that this is the preferred line. Okay, nice, this part works. Let's double check the copper part. Copper this time goes, it's also below. And this is tin. Tin goes up. Tin ore goes up. And the copper is going here, and it's merged with preference for copper from here. Nice. Nice. Let's delete this part. Nice. So now this part has the tin. At the bottom, like this part has copper. Okay. Let's figure out what to do here. We have tin coming from above, and that tin is partially produced directly. That means that this tin from the bottom is actually higher priority tin. Tin coming from below is a higher priority one. That means that when we merge them somewhere here, or I don't know, somewhere, doesn't really matter much exactly. When we merge them, the priority goes to the one below. So the input priority will like prioritize the one coming from below. This is copper ore, right? Nice. So this will like be our copper. We will be. Do we need tin ore for anything else? Tin ore. We don't need it for anything else. So we are not even gonna export it, to be honest. Just not gonna do it. Have only iron ore exported. And not iron, copper ore exported. And it could be exported like this, because this part is just, it like combines the lanes. I'm actually going to cut it just to make sure that it's combining them correctly. You know, I think it might be time to start requesting things. So we need first stereotype, badmonium, actinium, stereotype badmonium, stereotype actinium. So I'd say it's time to request things. How did we request them? For this one, we just asked nicely, right? 40, 40, 40, 40. Okay, we'll do the same thing here. So we want to have 40 of stereotype, cretinium, and badmonium. Let's double check. Stereotype, cretinium, badmonium. Nice. So stereotype minus 40, cretinium minus 40, badmonium minus 40. I was supposed to press like a button here, right? So that's how we want them. 40 stacks. And we also want analyze catalyst. 40 stacks. And we want it to run when we have like 20 stack or something. Oh, I know a problem. I made a mistake. Where's the stack threshold? 150. Right, it's 200. Stop this. So we're actually interested in 100. Here we have 150. And we'll keep it turned off for now, because there are some trains coming there. And I want to rename this thing. And to rename it, I actually need to keep it off. It turned off. One thing we need a lot of loaders here. Okay. Let's observe what's going on here. Stuff is being unloaded. That's good. And catalyst. Nice. I want to rename the stations. I want to say that this is do we have more? No, we don't really have more deliveries. I want to call it ores, but it's not this thing. It's actually copper ore. What is it? Copper. And it's also a tin ingot. Nice. And this is input. Nice. That one, on the other hand, this one, is the output, kind of corresponding output. So we'll just take this one and call it the output. Right. Easy. Now we can turn it on, and we can actually figure out what exactly is needed. So this part will obviously be a catalyst. That's like very simple, very easy. This one is also catalyst. Now, for this one, we need to have stereotype and cretinium, meaning that this part that we are getting, the above two, are stereotype and cretinium. So this one is stereotype, and this one is cretinium. For this one, on the other hand, we need stereotype and badmonium. So this could be a stereotype, this could be badmonium. So we have stereotype here, and this one is the badmonium. It's slightly different. And this one is cretinium. Nice. And here, I guess the bottom one will be cretinium. No. This is cretinium. This one is badmonium. Nice. Let's see. And here I said that the priority is coming from the left. That's the input priority. Nice. Let's build the thing. And let's see how it's working. And meanwhile, we can actually try and figure out how exactly to smelt all these things, because the smelting, I mean, I actually have the smelting here. We are smelting tin, right? Let me double check. Yes, we are smelting the tin. And in order to smelt the tin, we actually don't even need oxygen. This is nice. And for this one, we do need oxygen, but we don't need that part. Interesting. So I kind of want to take this build, like the way it is. Let's see. Let's take a look. So, I want to have 6 blast furnaces. That's a lot. That is actually a lot. I want to have 6 of them. And we'll be taking 36, so it means 2 per each, like 2 per second for each ore processor. So let's copy this one, and I want to have it copied like let's actually copy only this one. Right, and let's see how we could place them. So if the things are provided right here, let's say, so we have 1. I actually want to rotate a couple of things here. Like this. So this should work pretty nicely. Let's copy it, and I want 6, 3, 4. Okay, that is a bit inconvenient, right? Because, you know, the problem here is that it's like it's like we need to make, like, looks like we need to place them like this, maybe like this. Let's place it like this. So we have 4, and I want 2 more. The problem is that I don't have space for 2 more. That is an issue. How do we get more space for this kind of build? Yeah, that is. I wasn't expecting this thing, but in theory we could make it a little bit more compact, right? So the problem is that, like, the real problem is that we want this one to have a priority, right? We want this line to have priority. That means we can actually save 1 tile. I don't want to even do that. I don't want to think about doing this kind of crazy things that will be like saving some of the tiles. Because what I was thinking is that I can copy it and place it like this. I can just take it from here. But the problem is that, like, it's not actually vertical, it's not horizontal space that's problematic now. It's the vertical one. Like, this part does not fit. So maybe I should rework this part specifically to make it a little bit nicer. Just a tiny bit nicer. So I could have it, let's say, placed it here. I could have this one placed here. I could have this one just doing stuff like this. right? And this one could... How would I even do that? Is it on the closed one? Like this? I feel like this should work. And question: do we have enough space? This one. We kinda do. Like, look at this. We kinda have enough space now. We'll just need to, you know, fix a couple of tiny problems. Just a couple of tiny issues with the build. Okay. Yeah. Place things like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, and we are missing... I think I'm missing something here. I need to turn it, actually. I need to have it turned like this. Because we want to be taking things from this line. And maybe, in order not to have it taking stuff from the corner, I could actually take from this place. Let's say we'll take it. Yeah, nice. This is looking pretty good so far. Now the problem is that I kind of wanted to go like this. That means that this part needs to be improved a little bit by, for example, should be able to support this kind of build. Nice. So the output of this is actually 2 red belts. That means that this part is supposed to be a red belt, I would say. Let's upgrade it. This one should be a red belt. Not even like this part should be red, like from here on. And I actually want to move it a little bit, just a tiny bit to the left. This can stay yellow, by the way. Oh wait. Okay, it's fine. This can stay yellow. Like this. Nice. And this will go like it will be the red one. So from here on, we have a very similar thing. We have a red belt, and here it is yellow, here it is red. And now we have 2 lines of things. We have 2 lines of ingots. At least I think so. Like it should work, in my opinion. It should work. I could even upgrade this one a little bit just to make sure that we are able to eat all of this charcoal. I mean, we should be able to, because we are outputting it like what? With like 4 inserters, and that's it. Speaking of these inserters, I probably want to upgrade them a little bit. Right, let's see what's happening. So we are eating through the part is coming below, and I actually want to upgrade it because at first glance it looks like this part should be like a red belt. right? That's what it looks like to me anyway. So here we have copper. We balanced it. I mean, let's not do the balancing there. Let's actually balance it here. Right when we split, I think. And we will want to connect stuff. We will have two undergrounds. Like this. We'll have lots of red belts here. Alright, let's take a look what's actually going on here. We are not producing copper here anymore because we are blocked on tin. And here we are kinda also blocked on... No, we should never get blocked on tin here because we have this copper and it should always work. We are basically guaranteed to have some copper running and some tin running, but in the ideal case we actually want, you know, both of them. Like, ideally we want to have both of them consumed. If only one of them is consumed, then our total production capacity will fall down. Like like we will not be able to maintain kind of the same capacity of production because we don't have enough of this, of like pure catalyst-based sorting. We don't have enough of that. Right, let's continue. What are we doing here? We have this spot. We can have... I don't know, we could have in one here, for example. I mean, it doesn't really make any difference in my opinion of what exactly we're doing. Let's say... yeah... this spot and this spot. Nice! So, with that in mind, how would it work? We'll have copper going into both of these sides, halves. We need to connect things, and I would like to connect them using the top one. We'll be connecting using the input. Right, now we are placing a limiter on this. How much do we want to keep? Like, we will be exporting things only if we have more than 150 stacks, which is 30,000. But the thing is that we can keep, let's say, 50,000, right? Of which we could say that this one is enabled, while we have less than 50,000 copper ore, and this one is enabled while we have less than 50,000 tin ingot. Right, and with that, it's basically done. We have the spot ready. It's working. I want to upgrade all of this to red belts, just because I feel like it's good. Actually, everything. I want everything here to go on red belts. I'm not quite sure about this spot, but whatever. It's fine. I have red belts everywhere. Red belts everywhere. I'm just not sure whether this thing can work with yellow belts. I mean, the input obviously can work, right? We can see it here. We can kind of... we actually don't see it here, but we can see it here, that the input works on yellow belts. It's everything from here on for the output that's problematic, and I just don't want to like think about which belts I'm upgrading, which I'm not upgrading, which I should upgrade, which I shouldn't. No. This thing we might actually upgrade to the blue belt in the future. I feel like this one really needs to be a blue one in order to support what we wanted to support. But it's fine. This looks awesome, by the way. I really like. You see here? Wait, are we? Oh. That's the problem? Right, the direction was wrong. So now we are consuming copper, we are consuming tin. We don't have like a lot of tin, but it's something. It's definitely something. And yeah, this smelter will not actually work until. Why do I balance them here? I don't want. I won't have. I want to have just a two regular belts, right until this point, where there will be some balance happening. Oh, look at this. It's working. We managed to do what we wanted in this episode. We built this block that produces copper and tin ores, and it also converts tin ore to tin ingot right here because there is like no point in splitting tin ingot production. Ideally, we would probably want to produce plates here as well, but that's okay. We need to transfer tin to like some things, like it's needed for solder, and solder will be here, so it will go nicely. It will be loaded onto trains here, and it will be kind of delivered right here. It will look really nice. We're getting more things. We can actually check while our robots are trying to upgrade all of this. It will take a while because we don't actually have such a good supply of where is it, of materials to the mall. We might actually be short on some things like iron and whatever, which is fine. That's totally fine if we are short on that, on those things. Right, this is actually the mall. So this is input to the mall. And I could make this be also the input in theory. If we like start coming short on train delivery speed, there are options in terms of what we could do. Actually, it's not even train delivery speed. I think this will be a question of materials that we'll be receiving. We'll see. We will see. Alright. But it's working. I just wonder whether it will stop in something at any point. We're asking for 50, right? And for 50,000. Here we have. Yeah, it's just a provider. 150. 150 times 200. It is 30,000. So the train will be delivering 30,000. If it can. Let's take a look. Okay, history doesn't matter much. Let's take a look at what's actually happening. We have some stuff in transit, right? We are requesting crash ammonium and crash continuum. We do not experience any shortages yet, which is a bit surprising to me, but I'm not gonna complain about that. We don't have iron plates, so that's expected. Like, we knew that we don't have it. It's needed for the wood. we still have lots of wood, because right now robots are just flying there. And we have trains delivering good amounts of things. Like 20,000 of crash ammonium? That's a lot. Do we have a problem with the train? Or is it just slow? We do have a limit on the number of trains here. Maximum number of trains 2, and here I hope it's the same. Yeah, 2 trains. We don't want to allow more trains to go through the thing. And looks like we reached the limit on tin ingot, and now we are blocked on the copper ore. Yeah, and we'll be transferring copper ore. It's kinda good that we built tin here, because as you can see, tin smelting takes quite a lot of charcoal. That's a pretty significant chunk of space. It's like, I want to say like 1/5 maybe, or 1/4. It's basically 2 chunks out of 9 chunks that we have. It's like 1/5, 1/4, as I said, of a city block just dedicated to producing charcoal, which I feel like we overbuilt, because what's actually happening here, like we did overbuild it, because this part requires 5 charcoal. However, we built 9.3 charcoal, because we built it in the way that we need for manganese ingots. Speaking of manganese ingots, they can be smelted just in 4 blast furnaces easily, but the recipe requires a lot of charcoal. I'm not sure what's the issue. What's the issue? Why is that? Let's take a look. Do we actually have different recipes? So tin 2 requires 2 charcoal per 8 processed iron, and manganese 1, oh, it requires 6 charcoal. Haha, I see. Okay, so this stuff is heavily overbuilt. However, I'll just copy it and paste it in here. Oops, my bad. Yeah, that I guess wasn't ideal. That we had a tiny little problem that we have. Nice. So we are getting. I'm not sure what's happening with copper here. Alright, this part is blocked on manganese. So if we have enough manganese that this part just doesn't work at all, this one will still work because we have this line. And in theory, just in theory, we can even expand it. Yes, we can expand this line, because we can build a similar thing right here. There is enough space. I want to remove this one. There is enough space for something like this, placed right here. And we could do it as like with priority for stuff to go forward, but if there is like no demand for the materials, we can send it here. It will be producing some amount of ore, and we can deliver this ore somewhere. We can like merge it into this line, for example, and that already will be good enough. And it will be like, it will balance itself out at some point. So we have options. That's what I'm saying. We definitely have lots of options to improve copper production if we wanted to, but chances are that we'll just have to build like other dedicated setups. We'll see. It would depend on whether we are lacking only copper or copper plus tin. Right, and on that note, I'd actually like to take a break. I think this production stopped working, like we stopped producing tin ingots, copper ore, etc, etc. But this is a good change, right? Because now we are talking in terms of like dozens of thousands of materials that we have available, and it's not like, you know, a slow tickle of things. I mean, just compare this. This was our previous tin setup that didn't even get enough ore to work non-stop all the time. And this is our new tin setup. It's like 3 times larger. And we actually have enough ore for like to power it. We have enough ore, we have enough charcoal. This is our built charcoal. Oh, it's so funny. Right, let's take a look. What did we do? We actually fixed second power plant in like a couple of episodes ago, and we did this one. So next step or episode, I would say, would probably be fixing this part. I'll just copy this charcoal production from here. I'll just copy it right here, and it will work. And we'll focus on this block. This one should be really straightforward. It should essentially be something along these lines. Okay, not quite. Something along these lines with charcoal again. Because we'll need to smelt. Let's take a look. We'll need to smelt iron ingots with a bit of charcoal. Just 2 charcoal, that's good. And we'll need to convert it into steel ingots. So we'll actually not need that much charcoal. Which means that this might be a good kind of way of providing some charcoal into LTN. You could provide it on like multiple stations, like here we have excess of charcoal. We might be able to provide it like here, maybe even here once we finish building it. Just place some excess of charcoal somewhere. That's actually a good idea. Okay, and here for some reason I decided to keep only one line for iron. I'm actually not sure about that. I feel like it might be better to give iron 2 lanes and manganese only, you know, 1 lane. Like 1 belt. Okay, let's break. This was episode 65. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in the next episode. Cheers!